Hey y'all, hey, and welcome back to my channel. This is Tess. We Get Pretty with Tess, and today I just wanted to come on here and do something just a little bit different. I'm still doing my makeup, but I'm going to do a story time. My oldest daughter is turning 16 on Saturday, and something just put it in my head. It was like, do a story time on how you conceived your daughter. We're gonna have to take a trip way back to 2006. Damn! Before I get into the video, I just want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to the ones who have already did. We are 7,000 strong. I never thought that I would have that many people to subscribe to my channel, but thank you. Also, go ahead and I put my socials in the description box down below. I'm usually on TikTok mostly, and then also trying to get active on Instagram. Let's go ahead and get into this story time. So way back in 2006, that let me see, I don't even know if I want to call her dad by his name. I think he wouldn't care either way. He don't watch my channel. I'm gonna just call him O. I was over at my grandmother's house and I had a godchild. I used to walk her to school, like daycare. So this morning I was walking her down. I walked past this guy. He was coming towards me as I was walking past blocks away, so we kind of went like that. I walked past him and I just said good morning, and he just said what's up or something like that. I go further up the block, like a half a block away, and then I cross the street because the street that my grandmother lives on, that's the street. So it's like a block and a half up the hill. So got about a half a block up the hill, getting ready to go ahead and go home, not even thinking nothing of it, and I hear someone behind me just yelling out, hey. I hated this, actually. So it's just a wonder as to how he even got a chance, because I hated when dudes just would A you to death. Like, I didn't like that then. Still don't like it now. Actually, I don't even really like men now. But I turn around because I'm just looking like, because at first I just kept going because my grandma kind of low-key live in the hood. So I just wasn't finna just turn around and see who was just hollering at. So then I heard it again, and it was like louder. So I'm just like, let me turn around. So I turn around and he all in the middle of the street, like, hey. And he like, come here. Me being fast, I went. He ran across the street so that he could meet me at the end of my grandma's street. Now, my cousin was a little, he dibbled and dabbled in the street pharmaceuticals. Well, everybody in the neighborhood kind of knew us because of him. And, I was young. I was in high school, so they didn't really want us talking to boys. So if they seen us talking to boys, it was immediately, oh, okay, I'm finna go tell your cousin, whatever the case may be. Anyway, hold on, y'all. I gotta do my brows, and then I gotta come back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. We didn't really want to be seen outside talking to boys. We stayed down there talking just for a little bit because I kept watching my back because it was morning time. So the hood ninjas, they wasn't outside just yet. So I had a little bit of time to work with to, see what he got to say. We down there talking, and he asked me, was like, hey, do you know where Labor Ready is? Labor Ready is a place where you can work. They'll send you to a job for a day, and then you get paid the same day. So he was trying to, I guess, make some quick little money or whatever. I was like, if you're looking for Labor Ready, you in the wrong area, baby, because Labor Ready is the opposite direction. And he was like, you lying. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I'm like getting ready to walk away because I'm just like, oh, is that what you wanted? Oh, no. Labor Ready ain't over here, baby. That ain't what you're looking for. So then he just talking, and he just like asking if I'm single, and you know. I'm trying to get ready to shoot his little old shot or whatever. So now my name is not common. So what I would do back then, if a boy wanted to talk to me, I expect you to remember my name. I asked him, and I was just like, if you want my number, then you got to tell me my name. And he just looked at me, and he was like, shit. And I'm like, what? You don't remember my name? Because a lot of people don't remember, y'all. This is how I knew I should have ran away. He tells me, tell me your name again, and I'll rub on your booty. Boy, if you don't... I bust out laughing because it was just a cockiness for me. Who said I wanted you to rub on my booty? Like, and let me give y'all the visual, okay? I'm gonna be completely honest. He had braids in his hair. He had a do-rag on that looked like it was old. He had no strings in his shoes. I ain't gonna do him like that. He was cute. So I'm starting to walk away. He told me, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I'm just like, what's my name? You know, I'm still waiting. Like, what's my name? So he's just like, I remember the first part. And then I was like, okay, what's the first part? He was like, Taz. And then I was just like, okay. You know, I give you that. This dude goes to say, well, I'm going to give you my number. And if you're talking about something, you'll call me. What? Baby, I'm an Aries. So one thing I do like is a challenge. And for whatever reason, back then, I liked somebody who would get smart back with me because my mouth was smart. So I'm just like, this boy, he really think he's something. Like, first of all, I'm the prize. Second of all, you called me from a block away to come down here and entertain you in this conversation. And then, now that you have me down here, you trying to flip the script and make it seem like I sought you out or wanted you. Oh, no, baby. That's not it at all. What do? I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I take his number, obviously, and I make it back to the house. I skipped a part because my cousin's friend came down there, and he seen us down there talking, but he was just passing by. He was just like, "What y'all down here doing?" I'm like, talking. So he went up the street, told my cousin, "Oh well, I don't care." When I got up the street, my cousin's on the front porch, and he's just like a street ninja would be. And he like, "What was you down there doing?" I'm just like, "Nothing, talking." "Who was you talking to?" "Nobody." So I just hurry up and went back in the house before he could catch me, or whatever the case may be, and continue to ask me all these questions. I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not, y'all. A lot of my makeup looks I just literally pick colors and just see what happens. I literally don't have an idea in mind of what I want to do. I hurry up and go in the house, and my grandma's just like, "Oh, you was down the street. What was you doing?" I'm like, damn. In my head, I'm like, damn. Everybody know I was down the street talking to a boy. Oh, he get on my nerves. God rest his soul, because he actually passed away now. So I had a few little people that I was already talking to and entertaining. So I got on the phone, talked to them for a minute, and then I lived in the hood, y'all. So there was a shooting up the street, and a boy passed away. He was like 12. At this time, I'm like 17. He passed away, and I was shook. I'm like, I'm ready to go home. So I get on the phone, I call my mama, and I'm telling my mama I'm ready to go home. So before I go home, I call this number. It's like, "Is O there?" Now, at this time, we still had house phone. I had a cell phone, but baby, it had minutes. So I'm just like, "Is O there?" And so somebody's just like, "Hold on." Someone comes to the phone. "Hello?" But when I tell y'all, this voice was so high, and I'm just like, "Yes, is O there?" They was just like, "This is him." I'm like, "No, it's not. This is a woman." I said, "This is a woman." And they was like, "What the F?" "No, it's not." I'm like, "Yes, it is." Click, hung up the phone. Are they playing with me? I end up calling the number back, and I'm just like, same person answers the number. Was like, "Hello, is O there?" Like, saying it again. "This is him. Stop playing." I'm like, "No, this is not." He's like, "Is this Taz?" And I'm just like, "Yes, who is this?" And he like this. Oh, I said, "Why is your voice so high on this phone?" Y'all, dude voice was high. We laughed about it or whatever, but then my ride came. So I was just like, I'm finna get ready to go home, and I'll call you when I get there type stuff. I just wanted to see how the dynamic was gonna be on the phone, because that's kind of all I could do was talk on the phone. So I'm at home, and now we starting the whole talking on the phone kind of thing, trying to get to know each other. We just talking on the phone, but it ended up being like we was on the phone for a long time, all the time. Basically, that's how we met. Now, we talked for like a few days, and he was just like, "Hey, do you know how to braid?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know how to braid." And so he was like, "Can you re-braid my hair?" And I'm just like, remembering how his hair was when I met him, and I'm just like, "You need to wash your hair too." So he just like, "Yeah, can you do that?" And I'm just like, At first I'm thinking like, why is he asking me to do all this stuff? But then I was just like, whatever. Yeah, I'll do it. So he was just like, where you stay at? And I'm just, I'm just telling him where I stay at. This is so ghetto. My mama was going to go see my uncle in jail, and that ride is like a couple hours. So I had asked her if I could do his hair. And so she was like, how old is he? And stuff like that. And I'm just telling her. She was like, okay. Because he would have still been there when she made it home. So he made it there. I'm just taking his hair down. We ain't doing nothing extravagant. And I'm just like, oof, when the last time you had your hair done? When's the last time you took your hair down? He was like, damn, I ain't got to do all of that. And I'm just like, all of what? I ain't even doing nothing. So we just flirting or whatever. While I'm washing his hair, he like bumping me with his little hips. Now, y'all can see I am not skinny. He is very much smaller than me. And it's always like that. It seemed like smaller dudes always like bigger girls. So I'm doing his hair. My mama ends up coming home. I'm in the living room. I'm not in my room. I'm not doing anything inappropriate. I'm literally just doing his hair. My mama comes through the door. Tell me why this boy takes the towel and puts it over his head. So my mama couldn't see him. I'm like, dude, you're weird. I snatched it off. And so my mom was like, oh, he's cute. I just finished his hair. He was talking when my mama finally left out, and he was just like, I ain't gonna lie, I was getting ready to run out. And I'm like, you're dumb. Why would you do that? Like, you would never be able to see me ever again. And stuff like that. So we just talked or whatever. Once I got done with his hair, we ended up watching I think we ended up watching a movie. This was around the time DVDs was in. So I just popped in a DVD. We still in the living room. We ain't doing too much. Why does fool go in for a kiss? I kissed him back. He was like kind of a little cuddled up. It's like my elbow was like leaned on his lap. I don't want to be too disrespectful or nothing like that. So I was just like, yeah, I want to go ahead and go because it was getting late. So fast forward, the next day the man calls me. This is all I'm doing just so that I don't have y'all here all day. That's what this man says to me. He's going back home to Texas.
Bitch, what?
Yes, I knew he was from Texas. However, I did not know that you were going back. This fool says, yeah, that's why I was looking for Labor Ready so I could go ahead and pay for my ticket so that I can go ahead and go back home. I'm just like, so why would you try to get to know somebody that's in St. Louis? So he like, I'm coming back. Him and his dad had gotten into it. His dad was an alcoholic or whatever, so they would just get into it. I just need to go ahead and go right now because my train getting ready to be here. So I'm like, damn. Because I kind of liked him. After our conversation, he can handle my humor. I can handle his mouth smart, my mouth smart. It wasn't going to be a dull moment. Like, it wasn't going to be boring. And then he just hits me with that. This was after just a few days or like a week. Fast forward, let's go ahead and get to when I found out I was pregnant. So basically, I told y'all he went out of town. He ends up coming back because I told him, like, look, I'm young. I don't know how to do long distance relationships. And you see your friends and they in school with their little boos. And now you just like, let me call my boo. Because that's all you can do is call them. I was sick of that. I got bored. Like, it was boring. It was so exciting at first, but I got bored. To make a long story short, it was like, we just gonna either have to stop talking or you're gonna have to move back. A week later, he was back. He was back. And hadn't even smelled the kitty yet. I just want to get that out there. I ended up coming home from school and he was just like, guess what? And I was like, what? And he was just like, come to the door type stuff. I was so happy.
Hey, my man. Thank you to my man.
And I was like, oh my God, you actually came back. And he was just like, yeah, I told you I was going to come back. That's a beautiful moment. So after that, he used to come over my house. I finally went to go and meet his dad. Ended up cooking for me, all that kind of stuff. This is like my first real relationship. I was in love. Like, I was in love. He was in love. I was in college and I had a job at a call center. So sometimes I didn't get off work until 11 o'clock at night. And he was working at this little bakery, so he worked in the daytime. Like, he got off at like 4. So we wasn't really seeing each other that much, but on weekends, we had this little ritual on Sundays where we was actually going to church with all these other grown couples because he have friends over there in his apartment complex that he done got cool with. They have girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever the case may be. After we go to church, the girls would go to the store and get stuff so that we can cook dinner for everybody. And our men was outside playing football. And we would watch them for a while. Then we would be like, oh no, we gotta go cook. Well, it's so much that goes into the story. I was just like, okay, well, why don't I just spend a night over there? Since the church is literally down the hill from their house, we was walking to church anyway. At this time, I've already graduated. I am 18 years old, in college, got a job, doing pretty much everything that I need to do just as a human. And I wanted to go and spend a night over there. I'm not a trouble kid. I don't cause problems. So I just was like, I'm doing everything that you asked me to do, and I'm saying, can I go and spend a night over my boyfriend's house with his dad? It would have just been easier. I would have been there, got ready, walked to church, and end the story. She could just come pick me up after. She didn't want to do that. So long story short, she ended up, I'm just talking, not putting nothing on my face. My mama ended up putting me out. She was just like, okay, you want to go over there so bad? Stay over there, basically. So at this point, it's like I was flabbergasted because I'm just like, wow, it's a weekend. I don't party. I don't go nowhere. And you basically put me out because I want to go and spend a night with my boyfriend. Now, mind you, he's been spending nights at my house. I've been going over to his house. I've never spent the night over there though. Backstory, my mother is very controlling. She likes to control everything. Don't know why. I'm about to try this underpaint again because I did it wrong in that last video. But she basically tells me that, and so I'm like, I'm packing up my stuff. So I call my cousin, comes to pick me up, and he just like, what's going on? And I'm just like, I tell him, I'm like, everything I'm doing, I done graduated high school early. I done went to college for, I always wanted to be a teacher. She told me teachers don't make nothing. I should go into accounting. So what was I doing? Going into accounting in college, and stuff like that. I'm just like, okay. I'm doing everything that you ask of me, and I just can't go spend a night away from home. Like, this is ridiculous. So I left. I did. Make a long story short, I ended up living with him and his dad, and a whole lot of stuff happened. Like, we were not good in a relationship no more. It was very toxic. We was arguing a lot. I got real cool with one of the girls that would cook with us. I'll call her Love. So I got cool with Love, and she ended up just telling me, and she was just like, oh, you better be careful. What happened was one day, we had been into a bad. I go to work. Now, y'all know I was going to school and I was going to work. But for whatever reason, I could not catch up on my sleep. Like, I was always sleepy. I was always tired. It's like, why am I so sleepy? Like, I can't get my schoolwork done on days that I didn't have class. I was working like till 11, like 7 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. I didn't have no bills. I didn't really need the money, but it was just something to do because I was always arguing. We was into it all the time. And I think I just wanted to be away. I just wanted to be out the house. I'm at work one night. We arguing because somebody calls my phone and it gets me upset. So I go in the bathroom and I'm like nauseated, like so nauseated. I called my sister who had my car and I was just like, can you come and pick me up from work? And she was just like, yeah, I'll come pick you up from work. I'm leaving so much stuff out, y'all, because it's a long story. Short, on New Year's Day, he had stayed out that night and didn't come back to the house. Excuse me, I had told my mom that I thought that I was pregnant. So the next morning, my mama wasn't playing. She was just like, do you want to go and get a test? And I'm just like, yeah. So my mom came and got me. We went to down street to Walgreens, got a pregnancy test. I think my pee probably touched 2 drops and it said pregnant. I was devastated, horrified, didn't want no baby. He came home like right after I had took the test. I was coming out of the bathroom just looking at the test again, and he was just like, what's wrong? I was just like, go in the bathroom and see. And he was just like, okay. So he goes in the bathroom, he sees the test, he sees that it's positive, and he's just like, where you finna go? I'm like, I'm finna go with my mama. And I'm gonna leave it there. And now I have a 16-year-old. That relationship was very, very toxic, and it only got worse from there. I done talked. See, this is why I don't talk and do makeup. This is why. This is literally why. That's the story of how I found out I was pregnant with my soon-to-be 16-year-old daughter. And she Like, it's amazing. I love her so much. I love all of my kids, but it's always that one kind of grows up with you. She was there going through it with me. In my stomach, she was going through it with me. She was going through it with me when she was a baby. That relationship went on for 5 years, on and off. The first stint, it was 3 years. That was one of my longest relationships of my life. And the crazy part about it is I hated him. Y'all, I might do a series of him and call it Baby Daddy from Hell. It was a story time of how I met and / how I found out that I was pregnant. I kind of feel like I need to give y'all a whole bunch of stories leading up to that. Finish out this beat, do the little details, and then I'll be right back. All right, so this is a finished look of the story time of how I met. Oh boy. Oh, I might put a picture of her up here on here. I don't know. I might, because her birthday is coming. But thank you guys for watching the channel. Let me know if y'all want more story times, because that relationship should have been 3 books and a movie, and then another movie, part 2. So let me know if y'all want to actually more story times about O. But that is the story time of how I met him and how I found out I was pregnant with her. So thank you guys for watching my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.